Hi, and welcome to February. Yeah, I said February, the first day of the second month. And where did the first month go? Couldn't tell you. But we're glad to have you with us this evening. We've got a great deal of ground to cover. We're going to get right to it in just a few seconds. I can tell you right now as well what's following tonight's show, tomorrow's obviously, and a portion of that will be indictments returned by sitting McGoffin County grand jury today. We have those. We always give a 24-hour period for law enforcement to serve as many of those as possible before putting them out there. So we'll have that and other exclusive news and coverage for you tomorrow. On tonight's program, several updates, of course. Police are now asking for your help in locating the woman who they've identified as the one believed to be behind the wheel of the vehicle that blew by one and possibly two school buses here in McGoffin County this evening, and some other details. And speaking of other details, I've got some video from several different angles of that violent head-on car crash on the Parkway yesterday. Updates about the charges against the two people in the vehicle that caused the crash, the conditions of all four involved, including the mother and small child in the other vehicle, and actually her unborn child as well. We've got some information on several other arrests, weather, which is going to be quickly changing this evening, and a host of other news and information. We'll go ahead and get right to it with just a brief update on your weather forecast. We do have a winter weather advisory in effect. It started just about a minute and a half ago at 6 o'clock. It will go into well into the early morning hours tomorrow around 1 a.m. It's going to be a quick event. We're talking about rain changing over to snow, getting close to that for us, relatively close. I'll give you a better timeline and a look outside on the radar in just a few moments. A potential right now 1 to 2 inches of total snowfall accumulation, and then tomorrow through Wednesday, accumulating snow may also occur from Saturday night into your Sunday night as well, and again from Tuesday through Wednesday of next week. A lot of uncertainty regarding the timing with those and the amounts of snowfall, but we've got 3 snow events to pass along to you. We'll talk about our winter weather advisory in more detail in just a few moments. Let's go ahead and go to our first report this evening, and that will be an update on the auto accident that took place yesterday afternoon. As I told you last night, it was a breaking situation for us. It happened right around 4 o'clock or a little after, and actually a little after that I was still on scene, so in a rush to get back here and get the show put together and produced. Nevertheless, at that hour, I did have only limited details from Sagersville police officer Jeremy Watson, who is investigating the case and who has given me additional information actually last night and today in regards to this statement that he was able to give us yesterday on scene.
As far as we know right now is the maroon car behind me and the Chevrolet pickup collided in a head-on collision. The Chevrolet pickup was in the center lane making a left-hand turn into the Dairy Queen restaurant, and the maroon car crossed into the center lane, striking that truck very, very quickly. Didn't use a brake. Some eyewitnesses on scene told us that they had seen her earlier, that another guy on scene at RE198 had tried to flag down a constable because she was weaving in and out of traffic. The one guy that I spoke with said that he had seen her at the red light fixing her hair, wasn't really paying much attention to driving, probably texting or could be under the influence.
And authorities, that being Watson Perry's investigation, now believes she was under the influence and has been charged as such. To the left of your screen, right here, you'll see the vehicle come into view right there, the maroon car. That is her driving down the center lane all the way back before McDonald's. Here you'll see it from this angle, right here, and that's the collision. You'll see the pickup truck, the silver pickup truck belonging to Susan Salyer and her son, under 5 years of age. She's also, I spoke to her husband earlier today, about 10 weeks pregnant as well. And that was the violent collision that they sustained. They were pulling into the Dairy Queen. The truck, just for a split second, comes to a complete stop before the violent head-on crash. The car that was being driven by a Floyd County woman identified as Jerry Michelle Bailey appeared not to have attempted to slow down in any form or fashion. The police have evaluated the scene. They and I have also went over the footage and can see no signs of the vehicle attempting to slow down, possibly even speeding up before the crash happened. Now, the driver, Bailey, of the passenger car was conscious for a while on the scene and in the vehicle before being extricated. She and her, I believe, husband, who was the passenger, both had to be cut out of the vehicle. However, before she left the scene, she had stopped breathing and was unconscious. I am told that she and her husband both, which were airlifted from the scene, are both going to survive. both undergoing surgery for broken bones. As for Mrs. Salyer and her little boy, they were both taken by ambulance to the hospital and have since been released. No life-threatening injuries as a result at this time for either one of them. In regards to Jerry Michelle Bailey, she has been charged with driving under the influence of drugs at this time. She was found to have had several prescriptions. She and her husband had been to Lexington that day, according to evidence collected from their car. She had several prescriptions that had been issued to her from a doctor in Lexington and filled in a Lexington pharmacy that day. Some pills, I'm not sure the quantity, were missing from those. And there was also evidence that she had taken a device to pass a urine test that was found during a, we'll say, body search or a body, some sort of evaluation at the hospital, and leave it at that. But they were able to confirm that she had apparently used something to pass a urine test either at the doctor or another location earlier in the day. Nevertheless, she was also still unconscious as of last night, but said to be conscious earlier today. There was no other update on her condition except to say that her injuries were no longer deemed to be life-threatening. The husband, Stevie Bailey, both also from Floyd County, refused to give police a statement last night at the hospital. But he was charged with possession of a controlled substance. He had 2 pills that were found, one in his pocket and one which fell out of his pocket on the flight bed as he was being taken to the hospital. The entire situation remains under investigation. Reconstructionists will be back on the scene tomorrow due to the nature of the accident, and we'll have more on any additional charges or any other developments from this story, should there be any. And we suspect to have some more information after reconstructionists are on scene tomorrow. Another update tonight, and that's the case of a car blowing by a school bus this past Friday. Local authorities, that being the McGoffin County Sheriff's Department, are now searching for the woman they believe to be behind the wheel of the car at the time. They've also given us some additional pictures to share in hopes that maybe the public, the viewing public, will help them make an arrest in the case on what is now a list of charges, including felony charges related to the incident. It's still hard to watch. A student on Old Burning Fork Road just gets off of William Blankenship's bus, just now exiting, comes around the front of the bus, and just as he clears 1001, 1002 seconds later, a car goes flying by. That car was a Pontiac G6, which had a red front bumper. The bumper had been torn off or damaged or something and replaced with a factory painted red one on a dark charcoal gray car. And after authorities found the car, however, after some investigation, the car had been altered. Gulf County Sheriff's Deputy Neil Adams sending us these pictures to confirm that they had, after realizing the video of the car and the event existed, someone had painted the bumper silver in an effort to conceal it. Nevertheless, the Sheriff's Department and Deputy Adams believe that Jessica R. Minix was the one behind the wheel of that vehicle. She's also aware that there are charges and a warrant in her name, and they also are trying to locate her and have not been able to do so. They are hoping that she might be, or thinking she might be, somewhere between here and the Johnson County area. If you have any information on her whereabouts, you are asked, as we have been asked to tell you, to call the Sheriff's Department at 349-2914. After hours, you can call 911. The warrant, she's facing additional charges in regards to the charge of passing an unloading or loading church or school bus is the name of the charge, but also reckless driving, wanton endangerment, which is the felony charge, no license. She was driving on a suspended license, I believe, as well, and other counts, and she is wanted on those charges. And with your help, authorities would like to take her into custody, continue their investigation. Jessica R. Minix, 25, of Sagersville. I'll be right back. Much more than diesel specialist, Black Smoke Performance is turning out excellent auto body collision paint and repair results with free quotes and estimates on everything from insurance jobs to that ding you got in the driveway. Custom lift kits, bed liners, winches, and accessories, and full diagnostics and repair on anything gas or diesel, from brakes to fluid changes to major auto repair. If you want it fixed, lifted, painted, customized, or just maintained, just call on the team at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sagersville, 100 May Drive, or 349-8785. Wanting you to have a healthier life means providing access to quality, affordable health care. And to do exactly that, Hope Family Medical Center offers full dental care with Dr. Pratt and his team, a pediatrician team of 3 doctors and nurses and moms, complete health care by family physician Dr. Kelly Pratt and nurse practitioners Mildred Sizemore, Gail Faria, Shannon Conley, and Heather Blair. Behavioral health services with Kimberly Davis, with in-house lab testing and results, in-house x-ray and pharmacy, and all the caring, knowledge, and experience that these medical professionals represent
at Hope Family Medical Center.
They're rolling out big, beautiful truck bodies every day, the best America makes in steel and aluminum, with their largest ever local stock of angle, sheet, round, I-beam, expanded, steel, and aluminum in several different finishes for whatever you're working on. And if the dump body you're driving needs parts, they've got them in stock. And if you need a big project fabricated from scratch, they've got you covered at Logan in Salyersville since 1904. The execution of a search warrant at the Budget Inn in Paintsville netted 2 arrests and a quantity of drugs, cash, and paraphernalia. This done by the Paintsville Police Department. Paintsville Police Officer Mitchell executed a search warrant at room 112 of the Budget Inn in Paintsville, where he found 2 individuals. This was 3:15, day before yesterday. Inside were William Collier and Lori Burchett. Also inside, a metal container containing a baggie of crystal substance believed to be crystal meth. One baggie with just some residue left in it. A set of scales, about $120 in cash, an empty prescription container that wasn't labeled but did contain pills, a variety of pills. They were still trying to identify exactly what type. There was also a police scanner in the room that they were using to monitor the police, which were able to evade that detection and serve the search warrant on room 112. Both charged with trafficking and a controlled substance in the first degree for methamphetamine, less than 2 grams, possession or use of drug paraphernalia, and possession or use of a radio that sends or receives police messages. And another arrest to pass along to you tonight, this of a McGoffin County man who attempted to elude authorities before he fell and was apprehended. This after he reportedly stole medication from a relative. That was the initial complaint. Also an altercation, I believe, was the initial complaint that led McGoffin County Sheriff's Deputy Corey Cook to a residence here in McGoffin County on Elk Creek last night. Deputy Corey Cook with the McGoffin County Sheriff's Department says that he responded to a call last night about 8:30 at the residence on Elk Creek. The complaint was that a man and his daughter had been arguing or fighting, and on arrival, Cook notes that he found or saw a broken window in the front of the house and then witnessed 3 people run into the back room, or a back room, when he knocked on the door. He says that Holly Ray Howard finally came to the door and opened it and acknowledged that he believed that his daughter had called the authorities. He also says, according to the officer, that he started to act very weird when he was asked for his ID. Howard reportedly continued to want to walk outside, and when the officer didn't let him walk outside to talk to his mother, he took off running. Cook gave commands for Howard to stop several times before he continued running. He ran around a neighbor's home and then started to run down the main road. He actually fell in a mud puddle, as was described, where the officer caught up with him and placed him under arrest. Howard says that he ran because he knew that there was a warrant in his name. He also was said to have been in possession of his daughter's medication in his front pocket. There was also a top to a needle found in his pockets as well. The needle that went with that was later found in the back room where the subject had ran to hide when the officer pulled in the driveway. The officer found also a small amount of marijuana in that same area, which Howard admitted to smoking, along with shooting Suboxone as well. The daughter and other subjects at the residence stated that Howard had stolen her medication, and that Howard actually reportedly admitted that to the officer at a later date per the investigation. So he was charged with fleeing or evading police in the first degree on foot, possession of a controlled substance in the third degree, possession of drug paraphernalia, and possession of marijuana. Brief community calendar for you tonight, and it is as follows. I've referred to it lightly before, but we want to pass it along. It's next Wednesday for a baby shower. Expecting moms are being asked to join those at the McGoffin County Health Department for an educational baby shower provided by the Kentucky Moms MATR program where you can learn all about the importance of nutrition and wellness, and also about the importance of bonding with your baby and what to avoid during your pregnancy. They're going to provide lunch, and all the moms who show up, or moms to be, will get a free gift bag. You have to RSVP, however, to be eligible for those gifts and door prizes. So you'll want to do that, certainly. Everyone who participates is also going to be allowed to bring one guest with you. So bring the hubby, the mom, or whoever you would like to do. This is for expectant mothers and mothers of newborns 3 months of age who reside in mothers of newborns to 3 months of age who reside here in Magoffin County. Let me get that one more time. This is for expectant mothers and mothers who have kids up to 3 months of age. Next Wednesday, 2 to 4 at the Magoffin County Health Department. RSVP by calling, now this is an 889 number in Prestonsburg, 889-0328, and there's an extension 4230. I'll put that on the calendar starting tomorrow so you can have that information. And if you have any questions, you can call here locally at the Magoffin County Health Department, 349-6212, which is where the event's going to be held. Here's the rest of announcements for this Thursday.
I've actually got a birthday wish and a couple of other announcements, and our calendar is not responding for just a few moments, so I'll come back to it. I've got a 15th birthday wish for Michael Douglas Lackey. I've got to wish him happy birthday every year, so I'm going to try to come back to that, certainly. Michael Douglas, from your mom and your dad and a big, long list of family and friends, happy 15th birthday to you. And I've got also obituaries that I'll pass along to you right now in hopes of coming back to. Services for 79-year-old James Orville Howard of Birch Branch have been set for Saturday at 1. Visitation will begin after 5 o'clock tomorrow from the Magoffin County Funeral Home. And I've also been told of the passing of 54-year-old Lisa Conrad of Sagersville, who passed away on yesterday's date. Arrangements incomplete at this hour, but to be announced soon also by the Magoffin County Funeral Home. I'll be right back. Hit the max with your taxes and a new car at Gateway Motors. All you have to do is take your W-2 to Borders Tax Services here in Sagersville and then go straight to buy your new ride at Gateway. You'll get your taxes done right, on time, and with the maximum refund, and you can drive your new vehicle today and pay for it when you get your tax return back from Uncle Sam. So call now to get the max for your taxes at Gateway Motors in Sagersville, 349 cars. From there, I'm going to cut it a little bit short tonight, partly because I spent a great deal of time on the road today collecting news, not all of it for tonight's show. The other part is I think we're going to have some exciting news for you tomorrow with the Magoffin County Johnson Central matchup here at home. Now, that game actually started at 6 o'clock. It was bumped up to 6:30 because it was going to be varsity-only game. They made it a varsity-only game and bumped it up to 6:30 on account of the incoming weather that we're kind of looking at here. Then they bumped it up to 6, so I think I'm going to get there hopefully right around halftime or something, and I'm suspecting this one to be a good one. We'll find out tomorrow. We'll find out more about indictments and other news as well. Right now, here's finding out about the potential for an inch or two. I think we are starting to see some changeover right now around 6:30. We'll see some big, wet, white flakes. Right now, I'm going to lean more towards the 1 inch of accumulation. Nighttime temperatures are going to fall down into the mid-upper teens, around 17 degrees or so, and only about 24 for your Friday. So roads certainly should be dicey and possibly icy in the morning with those temperatures and with the falling precipitation. And like I said, 1 to 2 inches is a good bet. I'll go with the 1 inch total at this time. And keep in mind, even though we are under a winter weather advisory until 1 in the a.m., we've got another couple of snow events staring at us. Then we'll talk about those more tomorrow. Yeah, that's right. Accumulating snow may also fall at the times between Saturday night into Sunday night and Tuesday night through Wednesday. A lot of uncertainty and a lot of time between now and then, not necessarily from the weekend, but overall. We'll talk more about that and a host of other news that you're only going to see here tomorrow night.
With that said, I'm off to catch a few highlights. There was going to be an early game at 6 o'clock for the boys here at home. They moved it up on account of the incoming weather, so I'm hoping to make it there. The game was to tip off at 6, varsity only. Maybe I'll get a few highlights for you tomorrow regardless. You will see that, hopefully, and a lot of other news that you will only see here. So please join us then. Thanks for watching and have a good night.